This year, the International Drive Resort Area Chamber of Commerce is proud to award the 2024 Harris Rosen Philanthropic Award to Icon Park. Icon Park is a tremendous supporter, partner, and champion for our community. The impact this company has made on our destination in Central Florida in the last 6 years has been nothing short of incredible. And this is driven by their passionate, dedicated leader and CEO, Chris Jasowitz. Chris started with Icon Park 6 years ago, and he swiftly implemented immediate changes and a new direction that invigorated the company and created a true partnership with the community. Chris started with a complete rebrand of the entire property, positioning it as Icon Park, and taking a partnership approach and vested interest in making our destination and community stronger. With Chris's leadership and its passionate team of employees, Icon Park has grown into a thriving contributor it is today, helping strengthen our economy, destination, and community. One of the most poignant examples of community leadership shown was the leadership role that Icon Park served in helping our destination safely adapt during COVID and inspire customer confidence in travel again. Chris was the first attraction leader to present to the county's reopening committee, leading the way to safely reopen in a way that protected employees and visitors, helping pave the way for many of the other independent attractions to follow suit. But Icon Park didn't just stop with just reopening safely. It also invested resources to bring in new attractions and experiences that would spur the economy and give reasons to visit iDrive. This resulted in 12 new tenants in just 12 months, including leading national brands like Build-A-Bear, renowned celebrity establishments like Blake Shelton's Old Red and Gordon Ramsay's Fish and Chips, and world-setting attractions like Museum of Illusions. As a major destination in the iDrive corridor, Icon Park continues to grow and help strengthen our destination and the iDrive region, continually adding new tenants, special events, and guest experiences with its most recent announcement of the world-famous Blue Man Group coming to Icon Park later this year. Icon Park is a passionate supporter and advocate for other independent operators, and where others see competition, Chris sees colleagues and potential partners. And this partnership approach isn't just focused on business. It's also how Icon Park views its community and philanthropic role. As the company has grown as a business, it also has grown to impact and service our community. In fact, as we were doing research for this award, I found out that on Chris's second week on the job, he was approached by Captain Ken of the Salvation Army with an idea to ride the wheel in a fundraising marathon. Captain Ken tells me that he had barely started his pitch when Chris stopped him in 1 minute and said, "Let's do it." That idea now is an annual tradition every Christmas season for 6 years. The Salvation Army holds a fundraising ride-a-thon aboard the wheel. And Icon Park's philanthropic support of the Salvation Army has grown so much that last year it received the honor of Salvation Army's Corporate Partner of the Year. Icon Park serves as a community gathering spot and shares its unique resources in very creative ways, such as lighting the wheel in custom colors to raise awareness of special causes. As a proud member of the Orlando community, Icon Park takes great honor in using the wheel's prominence and visibility to commemorate occasions like Pulse Remembrance Week, National Mental Health Awareness Week, showing support for first responders, and celebrating the 150th anniversary of Orange County Public Schools. The wheel is used for fire rescue teams for training exercises, and conservation groups use 40-foot views from the wheel to observe critical waterways. Icon Park invites local charities to host on-site events and fundraisers for free or greatly discounted cost. They support many nonprofit organizations like Matthew's Hope, Heart of United Way, Make-A-Wish Foundation, and Give Kids the World. And last year, it created our first Community Celebration Day, where more than 35 charities and local organizations came on site to encourage local volunteerism. With the past year alone, Icon Park has donated $250,000 to organizations to help residents and host over 80 activation events on site, including the first military enlistment ceremony that families could attend, hosting them on site at Icon Park, the Sip and Savor foodie event to showcase the area's great restaurants and benefiting 2 nonprofit organizations, including the Salvation Army and the Ronald McDonald House Charities. They partnered with Second Harvest Food Bank to host its annual Construction event, where local architects and engineering firms designed elaborate displays out of canned foods, which were then donated to 600 nonprofit feeding partners across Orange, Osceola, Lake, Seminole, Brevard, Marion, and Volusia counties. It is not just what Icon Park does, but how they do it. They have a true partnership approach in business and community. In business, from champion small to mid-sized businesses to help create the entertainment district, to their philanthropic work using its resources to support local charities that help those in need.
Icon Park. Icon Park.
Icon Park.
Welcome to Icon Park.
When I think about Icon Park, and since opening in 2015, it has been a very important addition to Orlando.
Welcome to Orlando's official kickoff to the holiday season.
The wheel at Icon Park lit up.
Day one of our Across America journey, reporting on an America rebuilding, refocusing, and reimagining a future after the pandemic.
We made a decision back in March to do our very best to succeed and not sit back and wait for things to get better.
No other department in the country does what we do here.
I'd like every first responder, please, to stand up so we can applaud all of you. Thank you for what you do. This is the most visited destination in the world, and that gives us the ability to help charities.
I met with Chris just a few days after he got the job, and we immediately formed an incredible partnership where many people have been helped through his generosity and all of the valued partners that we have with Icon Park.
Salvation Army brought their large red kettle to Icon Park in Orlando to help raise money for charity.
Ronald McDonald House, Boy Scouts, Alzheimer's Association, Matthews Hope, Coastal Conservation Association, Orange County Public School Districts. The foundation raises money here.
Icon Park is hosting a Community Day celebration. Event is set to promote community service and nonprofit organizations around Central Florida.
Easy for me to help tenants and businesses who help themselves. Tenants who work hard and are creative and are quality driven.
Icon Park is always raising the bar by striving for excellence and working with others to enhance the destination and benefit the community.
Ladies and gentlemen, to accept the 2024 Harris Rosen Philanthropic Award, please join me in welcoming to the stage Chris Jasowitz, Icon Park CEO.
Thank you, Maria, for that. And Maria, I'd like to start by saying how great of a job you do in your role. You are such an effective leader. You work smart, but you know what's most impressive is how much you care about the issues that you advocate for. And I'm just so impressed by the leadership of the chamber. Every year, there's just consistently solid leadership. Chris, Tammy, and so just thank you, Maria, Chris, Tammy, and the whole team at the chamber for what you do. Really, thank you very much. So this award is meaningful to us at Icon Park for two reasons. First, the name on the award. Harris Rosen's business success speaks for itself. He owns hotels up and down I Drive, 8 hotels, several other businesses, thousands and thousands of rooms, amenities. He doesn't flip the hotels. He runs them well. He doesn't have an outside management company run them. He created his own management business to operate them. He built them from scratch. He didn't inherit his business, he built it. He has loyal employees and you all, at your tables, you have a lot of leaders from Rosen, and they are really, really strong managers and leaders. So congratulations to you all of the Rosen organization. But what makes Harris really special is what he has done with his success. The college scholarships to Tangelo Park high school students. He saved the YMCA here on I Drive from foreclosure and really transformed it into a state-of-the-art non-for-profit swimming facility. He created and helped fund the UCF Rosen College of Hospitality Management, which right now is the best hospitality school in the country. Amazing. So when I came back to Orlando, I think some of you know, I'm from Orlando. I grew up here, but I spent, before I moved home, about 20 years in New York City. I worked for a law firm, then I worked for a client for 15 years. And I was able to come home and bring my family here. And I wanted to call Harris and really pay my respects to him. And I wanted to tell him my story. You know, I went to Westridge Junior High School up the street on Oak Ridge Road, and I wanted to let him know that we had big plans at Icon Park. I hadn't named it Icon Park yet, but I wanted him to know what was coming. We're going to create this great destination, brand it, and good synergy. You know, he has a lot of hotel rooms. We have a great destination. Good things to come. So I wanted to do that. So I called him. He wasn't the easiest guy in the world to reach. Finally, he took my call, and I'm sure he thought I wanted something, but I didn't want anything. I just wanted to pay my respects. So I got through to him, and you know, Harris is a New Yorker. He's from New York, right? He doesn't do the good old boy thing in the first call. That's like probably 4th or 5th meeting where he does the good old boy thing. So it was a little bit of a jilted conversation. I'm thinking, I need to like articulate a connection with him. Yeah, I'm from Orlando, that's what we do, right? So it occurred to me that I had a connection to Harris, and because I knew that he worked for Disney in the early 70s. And my father worked for Disney in the early 70s. And the guy that hired my dad in 1967, his name was Bob Allen. And Bob was a key person. He started in LA, Disneyland, and then at Denver, Colorado, where he hired my dad. And Celebrity Sports Center in Denver was kind of a training ground for future managers of Walt Disney World. Bob Allen became really one of the key leaders for Walt and was the face of Walt Disney World, 70s and 80s. So I knew Harris knew Bob Allen. So I said, Harris, I have a connection, Bob Allen. And then it got really quiet. And he said, yeah, I knew Bob Allen. He's the guy that fired me at Disney. He's a jerk. So Bob Allen's son is here with us. Bob Allen Jr. in his own right had a great career at Disney. And he has a consulting business. If you want to hear stories, classic stories about Disney, get his card. And maybe, Bob, you should get him to thank you for a pretty good development in Harris's career, getting fired from Disney. The second reason the award is meaningful to me is that it honors our employees. This is not my award, it is our employees' award. Everyone at Icon Park is committed to doing a good job. We know that we represent, and we have to represent our industry well. We're Orlando. We have to be the best at what we do. And we take that very seriously, just like I know you do. and we are committed to helping the community. So this award honors my colleagues who are here today and also back at the park, but today people like David and Tiffany and Lorena and John and Becca and I don't know if I'm missing anyone, even our intern Sadie. We finally hired we have a great internship program, but we finally hired one from the University of Florida. It also honors our former colleagues like John Stein, John Goodman, Greg Fornadell. They worked very hard on our mission and contributed greatly to receiving this award. So those are the reasons it means a lot to me. I'm also very happy that my daughter's here to share with this. I uprooted her and our family from Connecticut when she was a sophomore in high school. 2 years later, she was the Orlando Sentinel Player Athlete of the Year, and she reached her goal to play college lacrosse at Georgetown. So I'm very pleased at this community for supporting her. She's an All-American. My son is an All-American. He's going to be playing at Providence College. They're a rival. I told her it's not as bad as Florida State. They can talk to each other. So for Icon Park, we're privileged to serve as a gathering place with a location right on the 50-yard line of the Orlando Entertainment District. It was developed by visionaries. It's not easy to design, finance, and build a 20-acre park from scratch and source and assemble a 400-foot-high wheel, one of the tallest in the world. But Paul, Brett, and Daisy did it. We're a family business, and it's an honor to work with colleagues who are genius developers who have major projects in gateway cities like New York, LA, Las Vegas, Miami, and Orlando. When I came here 6 years ago, I wanted it to be a place where people could relax and spend time together in the heart of iDrive, but I knew we'd have to make the business successful. And I am thrilled with the success that Icon Park as a team that we've accomplished. Maria mentioned the 12 for 12 tenants signed or opened in the 12 months following COVID. These brands are now thriving, they have strengthened our region, and they have given back to the community in their own right. I know that by being successful, we can do the things in the video and we can do the things that Maria talked about, and that's our philosophy. We have to be successful, and then we do things to help the community. By the way, one of the ways we succeed in the industry is effective marketing. I think Maria will be the first to tell you that she doesn't have much of a marketing budget, right? And Luann will tell you at the iDrive district that she doesn't have much of a marketing budget. The CRA doesn't market. The convention center itself, Mark's a heck of a salesman, but he doesn't have a huge marketing and sales department. Who does the marketing? It's Visit Orlando. And we need to protect their budget. There's a lot of talk about TDT, but to me, the big part of this is the sales tax generated by our visitors and the property taxes paid by our businesses who are successful in our industry. And if you add those tax dollars collected and then you do the math, you'll see that about 3% of the Visit Orlando budget is of that bigger group of dollars that are generated by tourism. So I think we need to protect it. It's not every community that can say they're number one at something. And we can literally say we're number one at something, the best vacation destination in the world. And with all the competition going on in Dubai and South America, I mean, they're building some big parks. And they're coming after our demographic. And I think the last thing we should do is cut our marketing budget. So I think we need elected officials who appreciate this, understand this, and support the Visit Orlando marketing budget. Maria asked me to describe what's new at Icon Park. It's been a really growth year so far in Icon Park. In early 2024, we announced our partnership with Pepsi. They're the official soft drink of our park. They launched their new brand Starry with us and had NBA players there. It was a great event. In March, Merlin chose Icon Park. Merlin's one of the largest entertainment companies in the world. They chose our location to expand their footprint of their world-class brands in Central Florida. They purchased the wheel. It's now the Eye. I see it, Paul, I said it, it's the Eye. And they purchased the carousel. They purchased several other things. And they have great plans ahead, and we're thrilled with that development. And Paul Gould is here. Paul is the general manager. He's in charge of Merlin here in Orlando. And if you haven't met Paul, I know most of you have. He's just a terrific leader. We've really enjoyed working with Paul and his colleagues in the UK and in Florida on that transaction and everything else that we're doing. We have opened many new food and beverage concepts this year. We have new concepts in our food halls. Please come by. I think you'll really like the offerings. We've got fast comfort food from different cultures. We have Mediterranean, Korean fried chicken now, Mao Chai donuts. Lorena, how'd I do? Yeah. Very good quality food now in the wheelhouse that I think you'd like. We welcomed a new tenant, Helena's Modern Riviera, and it's always good when you're a landlord, when someone wants to come in and buy one of your tenants, and they did that, and they've opened Helena's Modern Riviera. If you haven't been yet, check it out. They created an atmosphere that immerses you in the contemporary vibe of the Mediterranean Riviera. They've got a new patio, a new designer bar, and they have culinary offerings that are kind of inspired by the Italian Riviera and Spanish and France. We talk a lot, I see that I talk a lot about brands, big brands that we have at the park, but I really like the diversity of the smaller businesses that we have at Icon Park. You know, Jonathan and Angelica own Helena. It's a family business. Mike and Carissa own Brother Jimmy's, which really is the best barbecue in Florida. Please go to Brother Jimmy's. You're going to love it if you haven't been. We have 40 kiosks at Icon Park, and I think all of them are owned by family businesses, and most of them are owned by immigrants. Many of them are owned by immigrants, and I'm so proud of that. People talk about employing immigrants. I like that we're a platform for small business owners to come in and get their start in America. It's really, it's something I'm very proud about. We have a new family business opening in about 2 months. Brewlando is a beautiful brewery, and I say beautiful, it's very nice. It's on Hoffner. I think it's Central Florida's premier brewery. It'll be operating its next location at Icon Park in September. It'll be the winery and tasting room by Brewlando. Shara owns the brewery. She and her family own a lot of buildings in Orlando. They had a tenant. It was a brewery. They defaulted, so they took the business over. They hired a wonderful beer executive, James, who I met on a golf course. 2 months later, we had a special crafted Icon Park beer, so that was a good round of golf that ended up pretty well. And I really liked how they partnered. And when they learned that we had an opportunity to replace, remember the hookah bar, which is right by the carousel, terrific owner, but hookah bar next to a carousel, not a great fit. So now they're gonna open up in a couple of months, and they're gonna have, 40 different types of wine, a handful of new craft beer and cider. So we're very excited about that. Last, the Blue Men are coming back, baby. How about that? So happy about that. Since debuting in 1991 in New York City, the live show Blue Man Group has performed in locations there and around the world. They've performed in front of about 50 million people. They had a successful 14-year run here in Orlando. It was on hiatus because of COVID. We're thrilled they're coming back to Orlando. They'll be with us. They're going to be located on our Universal Boulevard entrance side. They're building a 500-seat theater. The theater will have the state-of-the-art acoustics and lighting and video, all to accommodate this really intense multi-sensory performance. So here's a sample of what's in store, the Blue Man Group. Thank you. I know that we've got a lot of dignitaries here. I see another official appointee, Carson Good, past chairman of the Orlando Airport Authority, current on the board of governors with the state university system. Carson, thank you for being here. This video makes me think of how long it takes to do these deals. When we announced the Merlin acquisition, I said, there's some interesting things coming. And now you know what that was. That Merlin thing took about 14 months to negotiate and close. That took about 10 months. We have another one that's coming. It's another international brand that we're going to be very proud to unveil that is going to be home right here on International Drive at Icon Park. So we're very excited about it. So thank you very much.